Let's go to Steve in West Virginia, listening to Charleston's WVTS. Hello, Steve.
Hey, how you doing?
Great. Go ahead.
Thank you for accepting my call, man.
That's what we do. Go ahead, Steve.
Oh, yeah. I don't think we should send any money to.
Steve?
I don't see why we got to send money to the ISIS or the Kurds or whatever. I don't think we should do that.
Mm-hmm.
And we should just send troops. I mean, a bunch of them.
So what would you like to see? How many troops?
Probably like 40,000.
What do you want to see them do? What would the troops' job be?
To kill.
Of course.
But who and where do they stop? Do they just
Kill
run up
them
to
all.
do they run up to the border of Syria and stop there?
No, they should help Israel too on their side.
Oh,
I
my
mean,
goodness.
Israel doesn't need your help, son. Israel's doing just fine.
How
They
much
got
more-
F-16s. They got that Iron Dome. They don't need that help.
Well, a lot of that money came from the American government, right?
Most of it's military aid.
How many, Steve, I mean, how many more lives must be ended? How much more blood must be shed before finally whatever it is happens that you're looking for will happen? What is it you're looking for, by the way? What's the end game here?
peace. I mean,
How
Are
many
you
people
for
do you
real?
have? How many people do you have to kill to get peace?
a bunch.
Brother, are you for real?
Like at least 30,000.
Is this a crank call, or do you really believe what you're saying to us tonight?
I believe what I'm serious.
How can
I
you,
believe-
please explain to me, how can you get to peace by having violence as your means?
What else can we do? There's nothing else we
How
can
about
do.
you go home and have the military guys get the hell out of there?
Let's learn a lesson from history here, shall we? The United States got involved in Iran, installed a Shah. That backfired. We had the attack of the students in 1970 that wiped out those Americans, and they were held hostage for that length of time. The United States was involved with the Iraq War against Iran. Then Saddam Hussein turned on us. We killed him. Then the United States was involved with, on the side of, was for Gaddafi, against Gaddafi, then supporting al-Qaeda in Libya, then supporting al-Qaeda in Syria against Assad. Now they're going to want to support Assad against al-Qaeda. Maybe we're the problem, not the solution.
You mean the U.S. government? Because I'm not doing that stuff.
I think he probably identifies with the U.S. government, though.
Okay, well, then don't say we unless you
yeah.
are including you, Mark. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I think we should do something. Get other countries involved.
Did you hear anything that Mark just said? Do you have any specific response to the words that just came out of Mark's mouth about the U.S. military and CIA, etc., interventionism over in other countries being the cause of the issues?
Oh, shoot, I didn't realize that. So they are stirring up some junk.
I don't know how we can communicate, Steve, but I thank you for the call tonight. I appreciate it. I tried. I really tried. I know I can only try so long before people start tuning out. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. It's Blowback. I mean, this is, I don't know who wrote the book, but Ron Paul was promoting it at one time. There's a book called Blowback. If you want to read it, that'll tell you all about it.
It's a pretty simple concept.
Actions equal reactions equals reactions equals reactions.
A country that fought a revolutionary war against a king should not be supporting kings and dictators around the world. And when you do, there are going to be consequences. Those people in those countries want self-actualization. For some of them, that means an Islamic caliphate. For others of them, it means a democratic government. But you don't get to decide.
Let
you don't
them
get to pick.
hash it out.
The United States has done decades of supporting dictators and kings. You see what happened in Egypt?
Where's the peace, right?
Yep.
Is the purported reason for having these alliances to supposedly create peace? Because it hasn't worked. Maybe the idea of removing the troops from the 1,000 now military bases. I've heard, years ago we were saying 700. Is it 1,000 now? I don't know.
It depends on
hundreds.
what you call a base.
It's
They have these things called
hundreds.
forward bases, which are just camps. It just really depends.
Well, whatever. Remove them all and bring them back to the United States, and then tell them to go get real jobs that can actually help the economy rather than blowing stuff up all around the world and ending innocent life. Because violence just begets violence. If you go over there and start shooting people or turning places into glass, then don't be surprised when the same stuff comes back here. And in fact, I'm surprised more of it hasn't. I really am surprised at that. I don't want to see that happen. But considering all of the killing and all of the destruction that has happened in the Middle East, the idea that the United States has only lost a couple of towers and a few a couple other planes.
There have been a few things since then too. There was the Boston Marathon
Boston thing. Okay.
There was the guy with the Explorer truck in Times Square.
Yeah, he got foiled.
Yeah, foiled by citizens, not by FBI. The FBI's managed to dupe a bunch of people.
That's about the summary, though, Mark.
Yeah,
over
that's about
14 years now, or 13 years.
There was the psychologist the Fort Hood
the shooter
right. There
who shot at a bunch of unarmed people on a military base.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about the United States military disarming its soldiers stateside. I don't have a statement for that.
Yeah.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.